A study from the National Bureau of Economic Research looked at American workers aged 45 to 62 and asked a simple question: are they claiming Social Security at the right time? The answer was brutal. More than 90% of them should wait until age 70. Fewer than 10% actually do. And the median cost of getting this wrong? $182,000 in lost lifetime income. Let me say that again. $182,000 gone, not because of a bad stock pick, not because of a recession, because of one decision made once at the wrong time. And here's the thing, if you've got around $100,000 in savings right now, you're sitting on the exact tool that fixes this. But most people use that money backwards. They spend it too soon on the wrong things, and they leave the biggest paycheck of their life sitting on the table. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to flip that. You'll understand why smart retirees never touch their $100,000 first, and what they do instead that's worth more than most people's entire 401k. Quick note, I'm not a financial advisor or government employee. Everything here is for educational purposes only. For your specific situation, always check with a qualified professional. If you're somewhere around 60 to 67, you've probably done the math in your head. You look at your savings, you look at what everything costs, and you wonder, is this going to work? That's the wrong question. The right question is, am I spending things in the right order? Here's why that matters. The Social Security Administration offers you a deal. It's called delayed retirement credits, and almost nobody takes it. Your full retirement age, for anyone born 1960 or later, is 67. That's when you get 100% of your earned benefit. Claim at 62, the earliest you can, and your check gets cut by 30%, permanently. A $2,000 benefit drops to $1,400 every month for the rest of your life. But wait past 67 and your benefit grows by 8% for every year you delay, all the way to age 70. 3 years of waiting, 24% more on your check, locked in for life. No CD gives you 8%, no bond, no annuity. Nothing on the open market comes close to a guaranteed, inflation-adjusted, government-backed 8% annual raise. And it's sitting there, waiting. Most people walk right past it. Let me put real numbers on this. Say your full retirement age benefit would be $2,000 a month. Claim at 62, $1,400 a month. Wait until 70, $2,480 a month. That's a $1,080 gap every single month. That's $12,960 a year. Over 20 years, that's more than $250,000 before the cost of living adjustments that make the bigger check even bigger every year. And that right there is the raise the thumbnail promised, 8% a year, every year you wait up to age 70. Now, if your spouse or partner handles the finances in your house, go get them, because this next part is the move that makes all of it possible. So the obvious question, I hear you, waiting sounds great, but I just retired, I need income, I can't sit here for years with no check coming in. Fair, and that's exactly why most people claim early, not because they want to, because they feel like they have to. This is where your $100,000 changes the game. The idea is called a bridge strategy, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You use your savings not as your retirement income, but as a bridge. You draw from your $100,000 to cover your expenses for a few years, and while you're spending from savings, your Social Security check is growing 8% a year, silently, automatically. You're not just spending $100,000, you're converting it into a permanent raise on the one income stream you can never outlive. The Bipartisan Policy Center published a report on this exact strategy. Their conclusion? A medium earner who uses savings to bridge from 62 to 67 recoups the entire bridge cost in under 12 years of higher Social Security payments. After that, every dollar is pure gain. For life.
Here's the myth. You need a huge nest egg to retire comfortably.
Here's the truth. You need the right spending sequence, and the first move in that sequence is don't touch your biggest income source too early. Let it grow. Spend the smaller pile first. Let the bigger one get bigger. Smart retirees spend their savings first. They let Social Security grow. And that one decision does more for their retirement than an extra $200,000 in a brokerage account ever could. Let me walk you through this with real numbers. Pay attention because this is where it clicks. Say you are 65, you just retired. You've got $100,000 saved. Your full retirement benefit at 67 would be $2,000 a month, and your monthly expenses, after trimming the extras, run about $3,000. You've got two paths. Path A. You claim Social Security now at 65. Your check is reduced to about $1,900 a month. That's the penalty for claiming 2 years early. Your expenses are $3,000, so you pull $1,100 a month from savings to close the gap. At that rate, your $100,000 lasts about 7.5 years. You're 72 when it runs out. After that, $1,900 a month is all you've got. No cushion, no backup. Path B, you don't claim. Not yet. You live off your savings for 2 years, $3,000 a month, $72,000 total. At 67, you turn on Social Security at full benefit, $2,000 a month. You've still got $28,000 left. Your expenses are $3,000. Social Security covers $2,000. The gap is only $1,000 a month. Your remaining $28,000 handles that for over 2 years. But here's the real difference. After the savings are gone in both paths, around age 72 to 73, look at what you're living on. Path A, $1,900 a month. Path B, $2,000 a month. That's $100 more every month, $1,200 a year, every year for the rest of your life. And the cost of living adjustment applies to the bigger base, so the gap widens every single year. Now, before I show you what happens if you bridge all the way to 70, take a guess. How much bigger does the check get? Drop your guess in the comments. If you bridge to 70, your check jumps to $2,480 a month. That's $580 more than Path A. That's $6,960 a year. Over 15 years to age 85, that's more than $100,000 in additional Social Security income. Your $100,000 spent strategically as a bridge bought you $100,000 in extra lifetime guaranteed income. And if you live past 85, it keeps paying. That's not a withdrawal, that's a trade, a very good one. Quick question before we move on. Are you planning to claim Social Security early, at your full retirement age, or at 70? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. Now, let me be straight with you. I'd be doing you wrong if I made this sound like it works for everybody. It doesn't, and you need to know where it breaks. First, market risk during the bridge. If your $100,000 is sitting in stocks and the market drops 25% in your first year, you're selling at the worst possible time. Retirement researchers call this sequence of returns risk. Wade Pfau, one of the top voices in retirement income, found that the returns in your first 10 years of retirement explain roughly 77% of whether your money survives. The fix is simple. Keep 1 to 2 years of bridge money in plain cash, a high-yield savings account, a money market. Boring is the point. That cushion means you never sell investments in a panic. You spend the safe money and leave the rest alone to recover. Second, health. The break-even point between claiming early and waiting to 70 typically lands around age 80 to 82. If you're facing a serious health condition that significantly shortens your life expectancy, claiming earlier puts more total money in your hands. This strategy rewards longevity. Be honest with yourself about where you stand. Third, if you have almost nothing saved, if you can't cover even 6 months of expenses without Social Security, a full bridge may not be realistic, but even delaying 1 or 2 years still buys you a permanently bigger check. Every year counts. And I know some of you are thinking, what if Social Security gets cut? The trustees report projects a funding shortfall around 2034, but that doesn't mean zero. It means roughly 83 cents on the dollar if Congress does absolutely nothing. And in the program's entire history, Congress has never allowed benefits to be cut.
The 8% delay credit still applies, even under the worst-case scenario. There's one more piece to this, and it's the one even financial advisors sometimes miss. Those bridge years, when you're living off savings and Social Security hasn't started yet, are likely the lowest income years you'll have for the rest of your life. Your paycheck is gone, Social Security isn't flowing, required minimum distributions haven't kicked in. That's a tax window, and it's rare. In a year where your taxable income is low, you can move money from a traditional IRA into a Roth IRA and pay very little tax on the conversion, sometimes nothing. Once it's in the Roth, it grows tax-free. You never pay taxes on withdrawals. There are no required minimum distributions, and it doesn't count towards the formulas that make your Social Security taxable or push your Medicare premiums higher through IRMA surcharges. For a married couple filing jointly with no other income during the bridge years, the 2026 standard deduction alone covers $30,000. Convert that amount from a traditional IRA to a Roth, zero federal tax. That's the kind of move wealthy families pay advisors thousands of dollars to coordinate, and now you know it's sitting right there inside your bridge years. Here's the line I want you to remember. Your $100,000 is not your retirement. It's the price of admission to a bigger one. Spend it first. Let your guaranteed income grow, and what you walk into on the other side is a retirement that people with 5 times your savings get wrong every single day. This week, 3 things. 1. Go to ssa.gov. Create your My Social Security account if you haven't already. Pull up your estimated benefit at 62, at 67, and at 70. See your real numbers, not averages. 2. Figure out your actual monthly expenses, not a rough guess, the real number. Housing, food, insurance, prescriptions, everything. That's your bridge target, the gap your savings need to cover while Social Security grows. 3. Ask yourself one question. Not, do I have enough? Instead, am I spending what I have in the right order? Answer those 3 and you've done more real retirement planning than most people do in a decade. If someone you care about is about to claim Social Security early because they think they have no other option, send them this video right now. That 5-minute conversation could be worth 6 figures. Now, I want to hear from you. After seeing the bridge strategy laid out, does it change how you think about your savings? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. If you're building retirement income and want to keep learning the moves most people never hear about, subscribe to this channel. I'll see you in the next one.